Thanks for being here, you guys. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Can't wait to hear about it. It's next story time. Yep, perfect. Some of you are already doing it. But if you haven't already, do me a favor, put your name in the chat. Helps me take attendance. And we will get started in just a second here. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right, good to see you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming to Health Corner. Today, we're going to be talking about up-to-date vaccines and vaccinations in general. I know you've probably heard about this a few times over the course of the pandemic, but so some of this might be a review for some of you. All right, but before we get started, I would love to hear if anyone what fruit or vegetable, fall fruit or vegetable that you chose to incorporate into your diet. You guys, I'm so sad. I was not able to find a rutabaga. And so instead I had to try beets and I did not like them, but that's okay. I gave them a try and maybe I will like them the second time I have them. Ian, you had broccoli. Awesome. I love broccoli. I have broccoli almost every day. It's so good. Kiana, you had a sandwich? Did you have lots of veggies in there?
Yes.
Awesome. I love to hear it. What about the rest of you? What fall fruit or veggie did you incorporate? Does anyone want to share? Let's see. Gilbert, I'm doing well. We'll talk more during talk story time. Does anyone have fruit or veggie? What about, did anyone try pomegranate or pumpkin or persimmon maybe? No one? All right. Well, thank you to you all that have. Oh, Gilbert, you had eggplant. Yum. All right. Well, you still have time to give it a try if you haven't tried a new fall fruit or veggie, and I would love to hear about it next week or whenever you end up trying one. I'm still on a hunt for a rutabaga, so I'm looking for one. Yeah, Kiana, did you want to share?
I drink lots of more water.
You drink lots of water? Awesome.
Yes.
Love that. Great. Staying hydrated. Love it. All right. Let's see. Oops, sorry. A few of our friends are in the waiting room. I'm going to go ahead and let them in. Okay. So that brings us to today's topic. Oh, yes, Gilbert. Sorry. Go ahead.
So, and I drink lot of water and eat lots of fruits and vegetables and staying healthy.
Great, Gilbert. I love to hear it. That's what our healthy habits are all about, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Thank you for sharing. All
You're
right.
welcome.
So that brings us to today's topic. And some of you may already know some of this information, so it could be a review. But just starting off, what is a vaccine? So a vaccine is a product or something that stimulates a person's immune system to help produce immunity to a specific disease. So most commonly, when you think of vaccines, you probably think of a shot, right? Going to the doctor's office or maybe a long drugs or something to get a shot. But what this is doing is it's helping our immune system keep us safe from different diseases. Now, what do vaccines do? So they help protect us against pathogens. If you remember our health corner about germs or bacteria, you might remember that word, that could cause severe illness. So basically what a vaccine does is it helps our immune system produce something called antibodies. Now, antibodies are these little red things that kind of look like a Y in this little picture. And what they do are they protect us against an antigen. What an antigen is these little spikes on the face of these germs. See how they all have different shapes? Well, the antibodies are very specific to each little shape. So one antibody that recognizes this sort of circular shape that kind of looks like a mushroom doesn't recognize the same spiky shape on this green germ, right? So they're super, super important. Antigens are the sort of codes that make us sick. So each little shape has a different way of making us sick. And what antibodies do is they sort of attach on to those little codes and they neutralize them. So they keep them from infecting us, or they make the infection less severe. Why are vaccines important? Getting vaccinated can protect us from getting severely sick, and it can prevent, sometimes it'll prevent the illness entirely. Or if we still feel sick, being vaccinated can lead to way less severe symptoms. Because if you think about it, if there's lots of those little germs, right, but half of them are neutralized by our antibodies, then only half the amount are infecting us. So they're really great at keeping us safe. By getting vaccinated, we not only protect ourselves, but we protect others around us, right? We never know who might be around us, who's more susceptible to getting sick or getting more sick. So that's super important. Gilbert, protecting us from getting sick. Yes, exactly. Kailani, you didn't get your vaccine. That's okay. That's okay. I hope that after this health corner, you can maybe do some research on vaccines and make the right decision for you. All right, so why do we need so many vaccines, right? Why is it not just one shot and then we're good for everything? Well, each virus or pathogen, so remember pathogen or virus is this sort of angry green looking molecule, right? That makes us feel sick, has a specific code on the outside. So remember the different shapes it has, right? And each different vaccine stimulates our immune system to produce antibodies. So this happy little purple molecule that neutralizes one specific code. See, this purple molecule binds to this, the one that has the shape that fits its little receptor. These don't fit, so it won't bind. And what that does is it neutralizes this one. So this one fits, that means this guy can no longer infect us, which is great. We can think about it like a lock and key. So for example, the antibodies, if we think of this green guy down here as the measles virus, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of measles. It's a really horrible disease, very common in children. The antibodies that flag the measles virus won't flag the chickenpox virus because it doesn't fit, right? The receptor or the little antigen here is triangle shaped, but on this one, it's square, and those don't fit together. Yeah, you guys, the chat looks great. Awesome. All right. So sometimes something good to note is that codes can change. For example, I'm sure many of you have heard of the Omicron variant of COVID-19, and the Omicron variant has a different code on the outside than the original virus. So if you think about the original shape, if the original shape was a circle, Omicron is maybe a triangle. And this is why scientists have come out with new boosters that are more effective at protecting against the newer variants. This is also why we get some vaccines more often than others. For example, the code on the flu virus changes every year, which is why something like the flu shot is recommended to get annually. And once again, just kind of as a reminder, what we want to do with our antibodies is sort of lock up those keys, right? We want our antibodies to bind to those antigens so that they can't infect us. So that brings us to the question of how often should we get vaccinated? And it really depends. Every vaccine's duration of immunity is different, meaning how long it will protect us for will be different for different lengths of time. Many of us, without even really knowing, probably got vaccinated as children, and for things like measles or rubella, all these different viruses that later on we might need to get a booster to boost our immunity. And that's why it's important to make sure that our vaccines are up to date, because we don't want our immunity to run out. We want to make sure our immune system is working hard. Risks of vaccines. It's important to know that while vaccines have been researched and tested by scientists and are generally safe, any vaccine can cause side effects, right? It's sometimes after you get a vaccine, you don't feel so good the next day. Most common side effects include a sore arm at the injection site right after you get a shot. Your arm hurts the next day. Your arm feels like, oh, it's so heavy. Or you could have a fever or cold symptoms. Totally normal. Lots of people experience it. I've experienced it. These side effects usually go away in a few days and are just a reminder that our immune system is working hard, right? What our immune system is doing is it's building those antibodies. those sort of red Y-shaped things in that cartoon that are going to attach to that specific antigen that we are being vaccinated against. All right, so that being said, I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to watch a quick video produced by a Special Olympics Colorado athlete all about inclusive health care and the importance of vaccination and making the right choice for you. So hold on, let's see here. Oops. Sorry guys, I am not super techy, but we're going to make it work. Hold on here. All right.
My name is Jimmy, and I am a Special Olympics Colorado athlete, certified personal trainer, and advocate for inclusive health. My dad and I want to share with you how important it is to have a say in your own health as a person with an intellectual disability, and how important family support can be in the process. I began to notice that many of the people I was around at work were getting sick with COVID. I knew there was a risk that I could get really sick if I got COVID or the flu. Most of my Special Olympics friends were vaccinated, and I wanted to be protected too.
When Jimmy came to me and said, "Dad, I want to get my COVID and flu vaccines," I was proud of him, but I wanted us both to learn more about vaccines beforehand. We sat down and compared the risks of the vaccines to the risks of catching the virus and made the decision to vaccinate.
I am so grateful to my dad for supporting my decision to get vaccinated, and I'm proud to have a say in my own health.
All right, let me get back to my PowerPoint here. Oops, I lost my place. Here we go. All right. Okay, so part of the reason that I wanted us to watch that video is because I think that what Jimmy said is super important, and that is that a crucial part of inclusive health is being empowered and feeling empowered to be your own advocate and make informed decisions. So I obviously share Health Corner with you all every week, and I hope that the information that I provide is useful and well researched, but I also want to make sure that I'm encouraging you all to do exactly what Jimmy did and research these topics for yourself. So I would encourage you to research vaccines and start conversations with your friends and family to make the best decision for you. It's super important. It's great to talk about this with your friends and family. You can get all different perspectives and you can decide for yourself what will keep you the healthiest. Let's see here. Let me check the chat. Yeah, conversations with friends. Yeah, exactly. You have so many opportunities to chat with others about the decision to vaccinate. There's lots of information out there, but the best first step is starting the conversation. So, anyone have any questions about what we talked about today? I know it was a shorter Health Corner, but there was a lot we kind of covered. Anyone have any questions? It's okay if not. No questions. Yeah, Ian, vaccines can save lives. Definitely, I think so. I definitely agree with
Oh, I
that.
have a question.
Yes, Gilbert, what is your question?
So my question is, how do we get vaccinated?
How? For what are you, for COVID or for the flu?
For the flu.
For the flu, my best bet would be, or I would recommend that you talk to mom, dad, parent, guardian, or make yourself an appointment online. You can make an appointment at most like Long's Drugs or Walgreens, any pharmacy. Typically the flu shot is free, so it's super easy and accessible. And yeah, you could just make an appointment.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
That's great too.
Okay, awesome, you guys. Awesome. All right, so that being said, our Healthy Habit Challenge for the week, we're still gonna Do all the previous healthy habits that we've been doing, because that's how we make them habits, right? Is we do them all the time. And so the new one for this week is to do some research. I want you all to do some research. Maybe if you haven't done research before, this could be good practice for you all, and start a conversation with someone in your life about vaccines and getting vaccinated. And I want you all to come prepared to share next week because I want to hear about it. Okay. All right. So per usual, if anyone has any health questions, any Holly O'Malley Ola ideas or questions or things that you want to see from this program, please let me know. Please email me. I'm in the process of creating our November calendar. So if there's anything you want to see, please let me know. Any incentive questions or song requests, per usual, that is my email. Same email as always. And if you want to watch this presentation or any of our previous ones, they are on our YouTube channel. Our friend Jennifer uploads them for us. And I will see you all on Wednesday's workout at 3:30. We will be doing some yoga. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and I'll stop recording. We can do talk story time.